I'm Dana Trump. I am the Omnichannel Strategist at AstraZeneca supporting FluMist Home, which is the first ever self-administrating flu vaccine direct to patient, as well as Safanello, a lupus drug. 50% of my job is really about relationship building, is bridging the gaps within the organization and connecting the dots. And then the other 50% is really about strategy and building the strategy for getting all of the channels to integrate for the brands that I support.
And that leads us to our first question. So being part of the omnichannel team and, connecting all of the pieces together, what does true omnichannel orchestration mean to you, AstraZeneca, the omnichannel team, beyond just multi-channel?
So it's really interesting. My background is in e-commerce. So I come from running omnichannel at large e-commerce companies where all of the data, you can see it. There was no HIPAA, there was no anything. So we've had the full customer journey, and coming to pharma has been a very interesting shift for me. But fundamentally, omnichannel is still the same, right? Like, you want the right message to hit the customer at the right time, and that each channel is building on the last, and that it really depends on how the customer or the patient is interacting with you. And it all has to be cohesive, even though in the background there are so many teams that it takes to make that cohesive message.
And then furthermore, knowing that there are so many teams, how does your team in particular, especially AstraZeneca, focus on breaking down the silos and bringing everything together?
I sit on an omnichannel team where we all support individual brands, and part of our job is to really break down those silos. 50% of my job, like I said, is relationship building. So I'm the connector between the enablement functions and the brands to really help make that cohesive, unified messaging. And then within my team, we are huge on cross-sharing. So if one brand is doing something, that omnichannel strategist is sharing it with the rest of the team so that we can evaluate if it will work for the brands that we support. Knowledge sharing is super important, and no gatekeeping.
So diving a little bit deeper into the strategies within your teams, what role does real-time data play within that strategy?
Yeah, so real-time data helps us to understand what's actually happening with the customer, either patient or doctor. But this is pharma, so real-time data is hard to come by, and we're constantly working on improving the real-time data within our organization, getting it faster, or finding those right partners. We currently, within our customer journeys, we have our default assumptions on what's going to happen when. But when we get the real-time data, we're changing the path. So we're changing the messaging. Instead of getting messaging A, B, C, we're changing it to get C, D, A, and in the correct order for that specific patient, and making it way more personalized than just basing it off assumptions. While those assumptions are based on the data that we have, it's not personal to you. Right. It's personal to the holistic patient population.
So can you give an example of an HCP and DTC coordination effort that actually drove lift?
Yeah, so we find that our patient story videos resonate so well with our D2C. We also know that videos resonate really well with our HCPs. So we're working on bringing that authentic patient voice throughout every part of the journey, from D2C to HCP, and coordinating those efforts. And we found that that has been a way of improving script lift.
That's incredible and a perfect example. And just to close this conversation out, who do you think should ultimately own orchestration in the future? Do you think that should be brand, agency, platform? What's your perspective on this?
Own is a strong word. I don't think any one person or team should be owning it. It should be a collaboration of everyone working towards the same goal. So the agency is working on and owning that brand messaging and the brand strategy. The Omni team, the media teams are working on the strategy of how all of those channels are talking together in coordination with the platforms.
Right.
So it's not one team, and that's how we operate now. I don't think that's going to change. But we all have to work together towards that one common goal and be aligned on that and be transparent and change it if we need to. But it's a coordination, cross collaboration.